Good morning, guys. You need your notes that Mrs. Day should have passed out. And we're going to take the notes together while you're watching this video. And the video will pause and it'll ask you questions. But this is how we're going to do the notes today. So we're doing lesson 6-5. We're going to solve proportions. Proportions are two fractions that have three numbers and one number is missing. So the notes are broken into two parts. The top part is all about patterns. The bottom part is about when there's no pattern. All right, so let's look up here. What is the pattern from 2 to 10? How do I go from a 2 to a 10? Do I add something, subtract, multiply, divide? What's my pattern? Well, I hope you were thinking that we're multiplying. We're going to multiply by 5. 2 times 5 equals 10. So now we're going to use that pattern and do 7 times 5. 7 times 5 is 35. What's the answer? How do we write the answer? We say x equals 35. Because remember, we're trying to find this variable, x. Okay, so that was a multiply pattern. Find the pattern, use the pattern, write your answer like this. The next one is not a multiply pattern. How do I go from 18 down to 9? What's the pattern from 18 to 9? Well, we're going to divide by 2. So 18 divided by 2 is 9. Now we're going to use the pattern. 21 divided by 2. 21 divided by 2. Oh, it's not going to be pretty, but that's life. Life is not always pretty whole numbers. So sometimes your answers will be yucky numbers. So 21 divided by 2 is 10 and a half. So we write the answer x equals 10 and a half. All right, here is your first example. Example number 1. This time I'm using the variable m. Figure out your pattern, use your pattern, write your answer. The pattern is multiply by 6. 8 times 6, so 11 times 6, m equals 66. All right, example 2. This time you're going to write p equals. Find p. Find the pattern, use the pattern. The pattern is divide by 11. So if you took 16 and went into 176, you would have realized it was 11. So now I'm going to come up here and divide by 11. P equals 11. 11 times 11 is 121. All right, let's move on to example 3. All right, this time I put x in the top left corner. You're still going to find a pattern, but I would start with 45 and go this direction. Start with 24 and go this direction. So the pattern was divide by 3. 45 divided by 3 is 15. 24 divided by 3 is 8. The answer you should have typed in is x equals 8. All right, now let's go to the bottom. What happens when there is no pattern? Well, we have 2 steps. Our procedure, step 1, is to cross multiply. Cross multiply. This means we're going to multiply diagonally. We're not crossing things out, we're multiplying diagonally, the numbers that are diagonal. And when you do that, you're going to end up with an equation. So in this case, step 1, multiply diagonally. We call it cross multiplying. 9 times x is 9x smushed together. 7 times 10 is 70. And then I'm going to put an equal sign in the middle and make an equation out of it. So step 1 is cross multiply. Multiply crisscross this way, multiply crisscross that way, and write an equation. 9x equals the answer to 7 times 10. Step 2 is to solve the equation. Solving just means sing. What song am I going to sing? Divide by 9, divide by 9, cross out what's my answer. 9 is going to go into 70, 7 times with 7 left over. So I would write x equals 7 and 7/9. All right, try example 4. Cross multiply and now find x. The answer was x equals 3 and 5/7. Cross multiply, get 7x. Cross multiply, get 26. Divide by 7, divide by 7. It goes in 3 times with 5 left over. All right, let's do example 5. We're going to do 4 over x equals 10 over 12. Cross multiply, sing the song, find x. 10x equals 48. Divide by 10, divide by 10. You should have typed in x equals 48. All right, let's try example 6. So some of these questions could have decimals in them. Let's have 2.8 over 5.6 equals x over 16.8. Cross multiply and divide. All right, you should have gotten x equals 8.4. So I cross multiply, I get 5.6x. I cross multiply, I get 47.04. I sing my song. Oh no, I can't have 5.6 outside of the house. I have to have 56 outside of the house. And so I move my decimal here and I end up with 8.3. All right, you are finished with your notes. Go back to Google Classroom and there is a worksheet that has been uploaded and that's your homework.